So before we start our time together this week talking about the final week of the workshop and the theme of the workshop, the theme of this week for the workshop, I would encourage you to grab some tea or something to drink that feels good for you while you're listening to this. It's a very early in the morning here while I'm recording this, so tea is a good thing, and I think it's a nice way to end our time together in this workshop space for this final week. Kind of all sitting around a metaphorical fire, drinking some tea together. So, while you grab that, I just want to take a moment for us and connect with our higher selves, with our spirit tribes individually and collectively as a whole, a group taking this journey together. And just ask with clarity and intention that what we talk about in this video together and whatever comes up for you while you're watching this video, that be for the highest good of each of us and the highest good collectively for us as a group and as a people. So this week we are in a very beautiful space, a space where, because we've done so much of this internal and then external work, we're really ready to bring balance in and to be in both worlds, the inner world, the outer world, the upper world, the lower world, whatever you want to say, like able to hold a space and be present to both of these experiences in our authenticity. And so this week, this final week of the workshop, White Raven chose to come forward as our core theme for the week, as our core exploration. And what I would like to do to start our work together with this card is to first of all read you Sandra's channeled message in the guidebook. Each of us has our own unique message of healing that we can sing out. This is our individual brand of love and comes from the very center of our souls. Through words, actions, non-actions, intentions, singing, dancing, or whatever calls to you, you can bring your message out for the benefit of everyone. Each of us has a different message or vibration, and when we allow our authentic self to come through, we are ringing out our message loud and clear. The raven has many voices in the physical realm, and is the symbol of the infinite divine voice of the The raven has many voices and in the physical realm, and is the symbol of the infinite divine voices of the universe. The white raven also symbolizes creation in its purest form of light from the void where all is created. And raven is the messenger from this place of pure potential which is ours for the taking. Your message comes from your higher self, and if you listen, it will have a name and a purpose. Your unique message is vital for the healing of our planet, so deliver your message with divine clarity and share your vision. So, this week is about honoring and understanding and stepping into our soul purpose. And we are doing that with White Raven. And for me, when I think of White Raven, I think of Odin. And then we go back in the mythology farther, and we can connect with Aboriginal tales, with Native American tales, with that mythology of White Raven, bringing the wisdom into the earth realm, into the lower realm. So, White Raven is sharing with you this week the message of your soul purpose. And it is an understanding of your soul purpose that you're ready to receive and to open up to. And It is, hold on, I'm just trying to listen clearly. It is the understanding of our purpose and the understanding of how we will work our purpose on this earth, how we already have been in every perfect way, through every beautiful action, difficult action, choices that we've made, regrets, etc. Everything as a part of fulfilling and exploring and experiencing our purpose. And what I want to make sure I'm able to share in this video for you all as we go about this week is the understanding that the way that we work with our purpose isn't only on a large scale. So let's say, for instance, that you have an understanding that your purpose is a healer. And this is just an example. Let's say you have an understanding that your purpose is a healer. And you've come to this earth to explore healing for yourself and to share messages and understandings of healing with others. There isn't just or only this idea of sharing it on the large scale, like through official, professional healing work, right? There's also an understanding and an exploration of sharing healing in each moment of every day in very small ways, as well as these larger ways that we think of, like, well, our purpose is big, so we must be enacting it out in this huge way. There are also each small moment, like if healing is your purpose in incarnating now at this time, there is also that moment of smiling at the person walking by you on the street who you can feel is having a difficult day, not just reading for a large audience, or making a video, or taking clients in for sessions, or doing that type of work. When healing is your purpose, it echoes through each and every moment. First in the exploration for yourself, and then in every single breath that you take in and out. Every life and death of the breath in your life. In your physical life in this body is who you are. So for me, when I was sitting with White Raven and sitting with why she wanted to come last, it became very clear to me that what she was encouraging us to explore is how we interact with and understand our purpose in every moment of every day on our path. So you can explore this week, not just in the understanding of the large scope of what your purpose looks like, but also how you can be connected with, interacting with, playfully exploring your purpose in each and every moment of your life. And if that feels overwhelming, then connect with White Raven about what that looks like for you. So allow your meditation at the beginning of this week, your personal journeying with Raven at the beginning of this week, to allow you to understand how you interact, explore, be present to, embody your purpose in the small ways and the larger scale ways. Because there might be a tendency to get overwhelmed with the thought of purpose being this large thing and this huge thing you have to understand and excel at and be able to work with. And White Raven and the Messenger are letting us know that it's the embodiment, it's the practice of being, right? If we look at the Christ mythology, the story of how he walked the earth, right? And it was in every moment of every day that he was in full presence to an exploration of his purpose as he stepped onto his path. So in that same way for ourselves, we are exploring our purpose, and as we bring intention, awareness, consciousness, expansion to our purpose, we can be present to it in every moment and really get into the sweet of our life and why we are here. And we can see everything on this larger scale and bring that into the smaller, everyday, finite scale as well. So we've really looked at and explored our connection to divinity, the divinity within ourselves over these last 5 weeks. And our understanding of what we need to do or to be or to say or to live, like how we need to be in order to feel balanced on our earth path. And this is what has led us to this moment with White Raven, where now we can say, what am I here for? What is my soul's message? What is my purpose? And as Sandra channels for us, as she has written for us, through words, actions, non-actions, intentions, singing, dancing, or whatever calls to you, you can bring your message out for the benefit of everyone. Each of us has a different message or vibration, and when we allow our authentic self to come through, we are ringing out our message loud and clear. So that is all we need to do to be in marriage to our purpose consciously. It's to be our authentic self and to bring that in each and every moment. So this is something really beautiful and very harmonizing to end our 5 weeks of very, very intense connection with this extremely powerful, beautiful, loving deck. So open up to your purpose, and explore it through your journaling this week, through your creative expression this week. So let's talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing this week, and then we might come back to a little more discussion. Hold on, I just need a sip of tea. Okay, so you will have your personal journeying meditation, whatever you want to call it, at the beginning of this week as usual. You will do your card spread, or you can do this multiple times throughout the week. Your larger 3-card spread will happen in the middle of the week. Then I will upload hopefully, I'm intending that this happens, a very special guided meditation with a guest at the end of the week. And in between that, every day you're doing your daily draws, you're journaling every day. And I will read your journal prompts in one moment, but I would like you to explore your creative expression this week, as Sandra talks about in the guidebook for White Raven. And I would really love it and encourage you to allow it to be a creative expression that calls to you. So please let this be something that feels really good for you, whether it's something that we've explored in the weeks previous, or it's a form of creativity that really calls to you, that you connect with very deeply and do often, or maybe you've always wanted to connect with it but you've been too afraid to. Allow yourself to explore creatively your purpose this week through the creation aspect. So maybe you're choosing to give yourself 5 minutes or 10 minutes this week to dance what your purpose is in like free form. Just allow that to flow through your body and just play with what that feels like physically. Maybe it's the creation of a beautiful painting of your soul's purpose with pastels. Whatever it looks like for you, allow that creativity to flow. Maybe it's planting something in your garden that allows you to feel the beautiful physical representation of your soul purpose. Maybe it's setting up stones a certain way in your yard or on your altar. Whatever feels creatively authentic for you, explore that at least once this week, that creative expression of your purpose, and allow it to be something that you can come back to in moments of darkness or in moments of sadness or fear or loss, that you can come back to that creative expression. Allow that to be something that's very meaningful and beautiful for you. And through that creative flow is not stressful. Like, don't step into this big thing that you need to create. Let it just be completely intuitively creative. So you're going to explore that once this week. And then you're going to make some time to do some journal prompts with the message of your healing and your soul purpose at this new level that you're now ready to hear and embrace. Now, level's not the right word, but at a new expression of expansion. It's like you're open enough now to explore this in a new way through the work that you've been doing over the last 5 weeks. So your journaling prompts, your guidebook connection question is, what is your unique message of healing? What is your soul purpose? The next question is, how do you want to share it with others or in the worlds? And I say worlds plurally on purpose. Your next question, what is your authentic self? We're checking back in again, okay? Because this check-in is important, and even though we've done a lot of work with it, and you might feel like, well, yeah, I'm stepping into my authentic self, Racine, you're going to have to continuously check back in with your authenticity. It is a daily part of my path, and I've been doing this for years. So I want to encourage you to continue to check in with yourself regularly about, where am I? Am I being my authentic self? Is my path expressing this? Is my physical reality mirroring for me that I am in tune with my authenticity? So what is your authentic self? Are you honoring him or her? Or them, if it's multiple. What message does your higher self have for you right now? This is something that you can journal prompt, write as many times as you feel called to this week. This checking in is very, very important. So what message does your higher self have for you right now? And your final question is, what do you want to create? And stretch that knee out. Again, this can be more than one thing. It can be multiple things, and allow that journaling. Give yourself a time with these prompts this week so that you can really explore multiple levels and multiple layers, and not need it to be, just one thing or another, because that's very important. So there was something I wanted to come back to. Hold on, guys. So this week, there's a beautiful form of expression that we're stepping into, and also a settling in to our own divinity, our own strength and wisdom and our purpose, and feeling at home in that, and feeling the beauty of that, and the love and the joy of that, and not running away from it. Not running away from it anymore, but looking at it and loving it and being present to it. That's very, very important. And White Raven herself is a very ancient archetypal energy. And so this is something that, as you are interacting with it this week, interacting with White Raven this week, let her come in and share messages with you as often as you can. Take that time to check in with her throughout the week. If you are in a moment of doubt, in a moment of fear, in a moment of self-belittlement, self-hatred, check in with White Raven and ask her what she's here to show you, because these animals each week have agreed to come forward and to really hold space for our soul and our personal growth, our soul growth, our personal growth. And White Raven, she's ending this time with us very specifically and very particularly, and it is to share a message with us. So what I want you to do right now is put down your tea or your coffee or your juice or water or whatever you're drinking, and just put your hands on your heart with me. And I want you to just close your eyes. And now I want you to just ask quietly out loud, if you feel drawn to, or just within, what message do you have for me right now, White Raven? And now I want you to take a moment and listen to that message. And you can keep your hands on your heart if that feels good. Let's do a nice inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. You might find that white howlite, turquoise, black obsidian are nice stone companions for you this week. And if you feel called to work with them, to carry them, or to just call in their energy, do that. Honor that for yourself and really allow yourself to explore that. White howlite has been one of the most healing stones for me over the years, and she connects really beautifully with white raven. And there is a grid, a vibrational grid that white howlite holds that feels very similar to white raven and to white raven's message in this deck as well, for me personally. So check in with those stones and connect with that grid and that vibration, and don't apologize for that. You know, allow that to be something that's beautiful and beneficial for you, and not just don't apologize for it if you feel called to bring that in. So this week is an exciting one. It's a beautiful one because we've walked a wheel together, we've walked a cycle together, and we know that we're reaching the end of it. And there's the joy of accomplishment, and that you've given yourself the gift of taking this journey, right? Like, there's that beautiful joy. And there's also that sadness of understanding that this growth that I've explored, like, now there's going to be a resting in the growth and an integration of it, and not you know, as focused of a working. And you might find after this workshop that you want to take a few weeks off from an intensity of study. Maybe you want to bring it back to a really intuitive flow with your cards, and so you're not doing daily draws every day, or maybe you're not journaling every day about your draw. You know what I mean? Like, you might feel that there's a nice relaxing of the work and a settling into how you're going to walk with it in your daily life outside of the workshop, which is going to be really beautiful. But we are feeling that, okay, we're ending a cycle now. We're coming back around to the beginning. We're ending. We're releasing now. So it makes perfect sense to me that White Raven showed up for this, and it's a real call to explore you. It's a clarion call to continue this love affair that you've started so powerfully with yourself. And if you've been in this soul work for quite some time, it's a reintegration of it, right? It's an empowering of the work you've been doing, and so from this space, White Raven encourages you to continue the self-love, to continue the vulnerability of the open heart and the healthy boundaries, to continue the understanding of the intuition, the understanding of how you work with the sacred tool of cards. You know, how do they work with you? What is your unique working with oracle cards? And what decks outside of this workshop will you explore this with, you know? So White Raven has powerfully come forward to remind us of our infinite value, our intrinsic worth, and the power of our unique lens of a human experience in this form that you're currently occupying. So it's beautiful, it's exciting, and it's also a beautiful ending as well, a beautiful releasing that we're exploring. So give yourself some love this week, a pat on the back. You've done a beautiful job. You've been present, and you've been present for yourself, which is what really matters. So honor that for yourself. And light some sage or Palo Santo or Yerba Santa for yourself after you watch this video. Let there be some sacred smoke coming into this, some ritual coming into the end of this cycle. And, you know, whatever path you follow spiritually, ritual can be a beautiful way of feeling present in the body, connected to earth, connected to how you choose to view divinity. So light some smoke, and feel it move through you, around you, in your home, wherever, and be a clearing and an empowerment to the ending and the beginning that we step into this week. So let's just take a moment to close our eyes now again and feel the beauty, the power of our being. Feel the connection to earth below, sky above. And allow yourself to give yourself love. Fill yourself up with love, with understanding, with compassion, with joy. And only when you feel ready to, allow yourself to send that joy, compassion, unconditional love, and empowerment through your right side and around the circle of all of us gathered together, doing this workshop in our own individual way on our own paths. And allow it to cycle through and feel it come around and come back to you through your left. So you'll feel it coming out through right arm, through right hand, circling around the group energetically, and feel that love, that joy, that bliss, that empowerment, that compassion coming in through left hand, coming back to you. And do a nice inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, releasing all that doesn't serve, releasing anything that feels toxic, that feels like you're ready to let go of it. And then together, let's just do a little bit of toning, a little humming. So if you don't want to tone, you can just hum. And it doesn't need to be anything. We're just going to make a vibrational sound together right now. Just vibrationally sealing the work, releasing what doesn't serve, and sealing the empowerment that we're exploring through this final week of our time together. And from my heart to yours, I say thank you for taking this journey, for loving yourself, for getting to know yourself in a new way, in a more intimate way, and for stepping into an experience of empowerment that allows us all to heal ourselves, and in so doing, heal the human consciousness as well, heal the experience that we're having as a planet right now as well. Offering growth and intention to this physical way of living. So, there will be more videos this week, of course, the usual, and then there'll probably be one more. And at the end of this week, so probably Monday or Tuesday of next week, I will do one final video with a final draw from the messenger cards, just a final message from Source, from Great Spirit, from the tribe that have gathered together to assist us on this journey. And that will be a nice way of summing up the workshop experience and a nice message for you to take away with you from the workshop. So be looking for that next week. It's coming. And continue to trust your intuition. And see how you've taken the work really deep with cards, with the card work. We've used the cards as a sacred tool to allow us to give ourselves the self-love that we need, the self-care, the attention that we need to see where we are, to explore where we are, to open up to vulnerability in an empowered, authentic way of being, so that we can bring in also what we want to experience and explore in our life. It's very empowering work with oracle cards, and it doesn't need to be something that you're afraid of, and it can go so much deeper than only using them for divination or for basic things. Oracle cards like Sandra's, decks like Sandra's, that are really geared toward helping us to open up and to heal and to understand our connection to Source and the empowerment of the physical experience in human body, in human form. these are decks that you can grow with and work with for the rest of your life very powerfully. And that has been my intention with the workshop, to show that, to share that, and hopefully that's been your experience. It's been an honor and a joy and a huge learning experience for me to hold space with this workshop. And I would like to especially thank Sandra Kuntz for creating the deck, for being so generous and allowing us to use the deck for the workshop. She did not make any money off of this workshop. We bought our decks from her, and and to me that was the most beautiful way to express our appreciation for the creation of this deck. But she didn't get any monetary return for the workshop itself. She very, very, very generously allowed us to use the deck all together, allowed the creation of the workshop to happen, and she has also been participating on the Facebook group and just been very loving and sharing with the 3-card spread that she shared with us as well. So I would like to offer deep gratitude, so much appreciation, Sandra. Thank you so much for allowing us to use this deck, for creating this deck, and for being so open in the sharing of the deck as well, and the sharing of the messages as well. All of us thank you, and we send you love and appreciation right now. And we are sure that you can feel that as you watch this video as well. And the other person I would like to thank, I will not say her full name in this video because she's a very private person, but my best friend, I will just call her Kay, is the person who discovered this deck, and she gifted this deck to me so just amazingly, as is her spirit and her soul. And she really put me in contact with the deck, with Sandra, and also she was very, very loving in her assistance with assisting me to feel empowered in sharing a workshop like this with a large group of people. And she's been there through the ups and the downs of that experience for me personally as well. So, my dear, I would like to say thank you so much, and I love you, and thank you for being a part of my life, and thank you for gifting me this deck, and for getting me in touch with Sandra as well. It's been a beautiful experience, my dear, so thank you. And I would like to say thank you to all of you for participating, for being a part of this. Your beautiful soul and your unique light shines so brightly, and it's been a gift and a joy to interact with you energetically for this workshop. And as always, please remember in this moment, in this workshop, and in everything else in life, take what works for you and leave behind what doesn't. There is no one truth. There's no gospel that nothing else can align with or be except for that. This is your path. So take from this workshop what's felt good and release anything that doesn't feel good. You don't need to hold it. You don't need to carry it. Just because I've shared something doesn't mean it's something you need to take on. It's just my unique lens of sharing what's assisted me and what I hear from my tribe. And so for you, take as your gospel, if you will, what feels right for you and what messages you hear from your tribe. You know, and when it matches up with something else that someone says, that's a beautiful dance and a beautiful marriage. And when it doesn't, you can just release that. You don't need to hold on to it. But I want to thank you for being a part of this experience, each and every one of you, and for the joy of this connection and this working. And however the channel grows after this, wherever we all go after this, there's a beautiful connection that we can always come back to through this deck. So, as always, I am sending you much love and many blessings. Enjoy your week with White Raven. Really connect with her. She has such a beautiful message to share with you. Take care, guys. Bye.